He was the second of the two Wilton finalists to win, and they had to both win to keep him in it.
And he not only kept them in it, he's put them in a position, a real good position. We'll see that when those standings come up here later. But right now we've got a good one here at
135, 135 pounds for the 3A through the middle four weights. Brandon Livingood of Decorah against Scott Shover of Manchester, West Delaware. Now Decorah is in the light blue, and the Huskies of Manchester, West Delaware are in the multicolored uniform there.
This is a district rematch right here, and Scott Shover lost 3-0 to Brandon Livingood in the districts, but it was 1-0 with a few seconds left. He just tried something and he gave it up to takedown, so these guys know each other well.
0-0. We are just a few seconds into the first period. That's the West Delaware man in black. Scott Shover, coached by Jeff Boss. Doug Manley of Akron is the official, by the way, the lead official out in the center of the mat.
Up in 1A, we've got Tim Cory for Bondurant Farrar, undefeated, pinned his way all the way to the finals, up against Kirk Nelson from Nashua Plainfield. And if Cory gets a pin here, he goes a long way in winning the championship for Bondurant Farrar. There's Roger Williams on the left, and he's Decorah's head coach.
Well, Bondurant Farrar is one of 3 teams left besides Wilton with right in that race, and they are all now getting their first chance to wrestle. Bondurant Farrar is in for this is their only man in the finals.
If Cory wins for Bondurant, just a regular win, they tie Wilton for the lead. If he gets anything extra, they go ahead.
So it's a big deal. It really is here. That 1A race is unbelievable. 0-0 here with less than 30 seconds to go at AAA. Brandon Livingood in the light uniform on the left against Scott Shover of West Delaware. 32-5 coming into the meet, but he's doing extremely well this year, both of them, and obviously evenly matched. Have they met this year before? Do we know? I don't think they have. Livingood and Shover.
Yeah, that was the district rematch.
The district
they
rematch.
Met last week. It's 3-0. Livingood won. Well, there is the big throw by Cory, and if he gets it done, now there, look at this, 4 points.
You get 4 points if you win.
And Wilton got an extra point to put him 4 points ahead, so that keeps him alive. But if Bondurant Farrar gets anything extra, and Cory's doing a job already out by 5 points, they'll vault ahead of Wilton, because they get 4 for a regular, and then if they get a major, an extra point. And already,
or a pin to get 2.
yeah, and already we have Cory up by 5 points.
Here's the first score, just beginning in the second period. It's 1-0 now in favor of Livingood of Decorah. He just made the escape from Scott Shover, and that makes it 1-0. 1-0.
And a week ago it was 1-0 until a few seconds left, and then Livingood ended up winning 3-0. In 2A, you see Luke Moffitt, #1 ranked, going against #2 ranked John Garvin.
They're both undefeated over there on the 2A mat.
Moffitt from Esterville, Garvin from Davenport Assumption.
And Assumption has it wrapped up. Okay, coaches get excited too, as you know. If you ever had a youngster, as you probably know, in one of these matches, you suddenly find you wear yourself out just watching them. Livingood 1 and Shover 0. Livingood is doing the shooting. He's not in, but it's still 1-0, the same as it was in the district final, as Tim said. Tim Johnson with Doug Brown and the Iowa Public Television crew are really our 27th year of covering state tournament wrestling in Iowa since 1972, when it came back for Des Moines for good. Livingood in the blue leads by 1.
Good basic wrestler. And he's been here before, 96, 97. Now there on the right is Jeff Voss. He's the coach for Scott Shover from Manchester. Been there for several years. Scott Voss has been there as the head coach for 3, but the assistant for 4 before that, 7 years at West Delaware, Manchester. He was Scott Litterer's assistant. There he is, right there in the foreground. Something's
injury up on the 1A mat.
And that's
the man.
That's Cory for Tim Cory for Bondurant Farrar.
So that could maybe be an unforeseen problem for them. We'll see if he's ready to come back full strength, because they need the extra point, as you said.
Still 1-0 in our feature match right here between two young wrestlers that know each other well. Met last week in the district finals.
Go, guys.
Livingood got into the finals with 3 decisions. And Shover got in with a technical fall and 2 close decisions.
So he, right here, warning.
There's a warning against the man leading 1-0. Livingood. So he's going to have to get active here. We're right at the very end of the second period at Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines. So now we go to third period, 1-0 in favor of Livingood. Cedar Falls leads Glenwood by 9. We haven't seen any Cedar Falls wrestlers yet, I don't believe, but there are some coming up. Some coming up.
And this one's still not out of reach for Glenwood, but the 2A is locked up. Davenport Assumption has won it. Coach Wade King with his second championship in 4 years. Livingood on top here, riding Shover from Manchester, who does a little Granby roll out, but Livingood comes around, follows him.
Still has him, but he couldn't keep him. So now it's 1-1, and we're going to go on our feet here to see who can win this championship in the last minute and a half. And 135 pounds. 3A, the big schools here, the bigger schools in the state. Livingood of Decorah 1, Shover 1. 1 more point than Shover had in the district. So things are looking up for him already. Now it's 1-1.
Going to come down to the last takedown there, 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the last period. Whoever gets the takedown this time, and he wasn't able to last time, Livingood got the only takedown to win the meet.
They go ear to ear for a while. Tie up tight. Go back to the center again.
Go if you're up there in the top corner. That Tim Cory loves to go for the fall. And he is on his way to putting Bondurant Farrar alone at the top in 1A.
He's leading by 6, I see.
Out of the 59 points scored by Bondurant Farrar, 47 of them have been scored by Cory's.
Nice leap around here behind by Livingood, but he has to score with it. Can he? He can. 2-0 in favor of Livingood. He scored to win in the last district final, as you said, 2. He's ahead 3-1. Now we have 39 seconds, 38 seconds to go. All important for Shover to get out, as he's down by 2. He's not going to have much luck down there. 20 seconds to go. Boy, Livingood has him right where he wants him. That's potentially dangerous, says official Doug Manley.
Here's the takedown right here. Drives through, has the ankle, driving through for the 2 points. Livingood.
That's right. It started with a low single. He jumped around behind, actually, and started from the rear. Drives Shover into the mat. Livingood up by 2 with 5 seconds.
Do it again. 3 points is enough for Livingood twice in a row.
He got the only takedown at the district level and at the state final level.
Let's go.
The AAA champion at 35 pounds in 1998. Live as you watch it from Betts Auditorium in Des Moines on Iowa Public Television. Brandon Livingood of Decorah, the winner.
Up in 1A, there's only 20 seconds left, and he's got a 9-point lead, and if he holds that 9-point lead, Bondurant Farrar will get an extra point. But if Nelson can come out and score 2, it'll leave Bondurant tied, but there's 9 seconds left. What a great job by Cory here to give his team the lead by 1 over Wilton. Wilton can't respond. The only ones that can are Columbus and Postville.
And there it is. Bondurant Farrar
goes
takes
to the lead. Takes to the lead.
Tim Cory. We were watching the awards to the Bondurant Farrar coach, Ken Essling, for the Coach of the Year, and he had assistants. One of those assistants I was going to mention at the time, you may have heard a name go by that was famous. His name was Bill Nelson, retired national champion wrestler from the University of Northern Iowa. Actually, it was Iowa State teachers at the time. He was tough, and he's been helping out in the wrestling room, and I'm sure that Ken Essling is happy to have him. Tim Cory of Bondurant Farrar, the champion. His team is now up by 1 point in 1A.
They've got,
but 60, it's not over yet.
That's right.
All right, here come the 130-pound awards. 1A first in Veterans Auditorium.
130-pound awards. Coach Steve Shirk of Wilton. 6th place, Nate Tassler, Rockwell City Linton. 5th place, Bud Harder, Bondurant Farrar. Fourth place, Eric Walls. Fourth place, Jay Ullman, Riceville. Third place, Eric Wallace, Logan Magnolia. Runner-up, Casey Boxa, Lisbon. And the 130-pound 1A champion from Wilton, Justin Stanley.
Justin Stanley, the winner, the winningest wrestler in the history of Iowa. 175 wins. He got the 175th tonight. Actually, we're doing the awards here, 1A, but the 2A match at 135 pounds isn't over yet.
That's right. So we still got a match, and here we go.
Garvin against Moffitt. Now, you get a chance to see two undefeated wrestlers go into the last 3-minute period, the 2-minute period. John Garvin, who's 45-0 coming in for champion Assumption, got the bandage job before they started. He had a cut on his head, and he drops in behind Luke Moffitt, who is going for his 89th consecutive win.
Defending champion, 88 in a row, 43-0. And just like you said, Garvin matches it.
And Garvin's
does it a little
leading.
better. And Garvin's leading 6-2. Minute 45 left in the third period.
He's with a team Assumption that's had a roll right from the start. They were ahead on opening day, and nothing has stopped them since. Look at that. He is Moffitt, who's been a fine wrestler, and he's controlled him very well. Now he's locked up a cradle underneath just for a moment. Whatever he's done, it's been tough. He's ahead by 4 with 1:25 to go.
John Garvin from the state championship team, Davenport Assumption, trying to put some exclamation marks on the job.
There he has that 2-on-1 tilt, Tim. Couldn't get the points. That's Marv Ryland, by the way, doing the coaching.
He's official, but he's also, as you remember earlier, the athletic director of the year at Iowa City West High School. Done a tremendous job there.
Remember him at Eagle Grove. Well, I'll tell you what. When I saw him out there with the suit, I thought, well, Marv, how fast can you get that striped shirt on? Leaped into a phone booth and suddenly came out, and there he is, the super referee as well as the super athletic director. John Garvin beating Luke Moffitt here with 39 seconds to go by 4. Moffitt trying to get his 89th straight win and his second title, but Garvin is in charge. Great year for Wade King and his people, right?
There he is, speaking of him right there. He really has. He's built a great program at Davenport Assumption, has it going.
Well, let's see. Where did he go to school?
Well, high school in Benton Community and then to the great Coe College in Cedar Rapids.
Gave you a chance to say that. There's a former Coe-Hawk here sitting next to me, Tim Johnson. John Garvin by 4 with only 17 seconds to go, and he is really in command here. Trying to make it 46 and zip this year. He's undefeated, but so is Moffitt. It's going to take a major upheaval here by Moffitt underneath to pull this one out. Tries to Granby. Got him a point, but that's all.
Got a point, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, man.
Well, he came close.
135 pounds and Class A, Tim Cory, 40-0 this year, 31 pins, had all pins in this tournament. He didn't do it again tonight against Kurt Nelson, but he did decision him 3-12. That is, the champion is Tim Cory, Bondurant Farrar, defeating Kurt Nelson, Nashua Plainfield, 12-3. Dick?
Young man with me started refereeing about 40 years ago, Arlo Flegge, and Arlo reminded me that we worked together a few years ago.
That's right. You and I were fortunate enough to meet in the districts of Starmont in the early 70s.
And now, Arlo, after 40 years of officiating and 30 years here at Des Moines, tonight you lead the Grand March for a great tribute to a great official. How are you going to spend your winters in the future?
Well, my wife has pretty well got that planned, I'm sure. I'll still be watching a lot of wrestling, but I think we want to do a little traveling.
It sounds great. Arlo, thank you very much, and let's go back to Doug.
Okay,
Thank you, Arlo. Great to be with you.
There's Garvin's reaction. Got his 100th win with that one right there. Capped the undefeated year, his 100th career win. Jumps into Wade King's young.
Sixth place, Greg Rodenberg, Underwood. Fifth place, Joel Zigman, Odebolt Arthur. Fourth place, Justin Trees, Green. Third place, Heston Johnson, Jewel South Hamilton. Runner-up, Kurt Nelson, Nashua Plainfield. And the 135-pound 1A champion from Bondurant Farrar, Tim Cory.
Tim Cory, Bondurant Ferrari. Right now he's responsible for putting his team up in first place by a point because he won with extra points. Major decision, gave his team a 1-point lead in the 1A team race, which has been a real toughie, and it's not over yet. What do we have ahead in 1A? As a matter
Well,
of
we
fact?
get the next Hoback from Columbus Junction. He's got to win by 8 to tie
Presenting the
Bondurant
Class
Ferrari
2A
to keep in the race.
135-pound awards, Coach Wade King
Will
of
be
Davenport Assumption.
one of the matches.
6th place, Ethan Weichman, Hampton Dumont. 5th place, Roger Vincent, Red Oak. 4th place, Matt Battani, Huxley Ballard. 3rd place, Dave Hellman, Waterloo, Columbus. Runner-up, Luke Moffitt, Esterville, Lincoln Central. And the 135-pound 2A champion from Davenport Assumption, John Garvin.
Oh, he's got the war wound up there, but it doesn't matter a bit.
Perfect looking, isn't it? It's just perfect.
Sort of like Dan Gable looked in the 1972 Olympics with the bandage around the head. It doesn't hurt a bit. He's the champion. He beat a defending champion who was going for his second title after Luke Moffitt, a fine wrestler, had won 88 in a row. Now the 3As.
Presenting the Class 3A 135-pound awards, Coach Roger Williams of Decorah. 6th place, Ben Christensen, Glenwood. 5th place, Adam Kern, Pella. 4th place, Bill Neville, West Des Moines Dowling. 3rd place, Nate Bagby, Ankeny. Runner-up, Scott Schober, Manchester, West Delaware. And the Class 3A 135-pound champion from Decorah, Brandon Livingood.
Livingood is right. Boy, his name is his way he feels right now, I'll tell you what. Brandon Livingood, the champion at 135 pounds. Well,
Championship
Tim,
bouts at 145.
as we said, we're going to 145 now. And in one of these side matches, which you'll watch up in the corner, we're going to have a real chance. Let's go down to Dean Borg for our floor report.